Northampton Saints have had a month to wait to put their loss to Sale Sharks behind them, with the visit of London Irish on the billing for round 14 for the Friday night match at the Gardens. With each side missing 2 players to Six Nations duty, the game began with some decent open rugby from both sides. The greasy conditions seeming to trouble the home side though, as several close attempts on the Irish line resulted in drop balls and knock-ons from the likes of James Wilson and George Peacey. All of that might have inspired Stephen Myler to opt for the boot and not the hands. When Saints' pressure on the Irish line resulted in a clear overlap, Myler opted to thread a crossfield kick through for winger Ken Peacey, who managed to get enough of a touchdown with his fingertips for the TMO to confirm the try, Myler adding the extras for a 7-point lead. A trying night at scrum time for referee Andrew Small eventually gave London Irish a penalty in a decent position for a shot at goal, Geraghty taking 3 points to get the XRs on the scoreboard. Then on the stroke of half-time, an exchange between Mafu and Court resulted in yellow cards for both men, but Geraghty was unable to narrow the deficit before the break, Saints leading 7-3. Another chance went begging for Saints when Ken Peacey was unable to gather a pass as he charged for the corner, but Sam Dickinson was eventually able to crash over from this rolling maul for the game's second try. But with Myler unable to add the conversion, Irish still had plenty to play for. Shane Geraghty narrowed the gap to 6 points with a penalty, but Myler cancelled it out with one of his own for 15-6. A further 3 points from Geraghty and Irish set up a tense final 12 minutes as Saints struggled for continuity and any chance to stay out of their own half. When Irish found themselves putting pressure on the Saints line, George Skivington was adjudged to have knocked on at close range for the XRs, despite replay suggesting it may have been backwards. And despite further attempts to drive over, the Northampton defence did just enough every time. So when Alex Lewington lost the ball during one final Irish attack, Myler was relieved to boot the ball into touch and claim the victory. The result gives Irish a losing bonus point, the very least of which they deserved. Northampton were disrupted, inaccurate and at times disorganised, but as befits reigning champions were able to bag another victory to make it 11 in the Premiership so far, with the final score at the Gardens of Northampton Saints 15, London Irish 9.